my mother. You know, she always taught us that with privilege, we have a great responsibility to give back. That's my purpose. Rolling up my sleeves, always saying yes when I can. Get your hands dirty and do whatever's necessary. Why, thank you. Hello, nice to see you. So I've been involved with a lot of Montreal community projects. The first time I went to a WE-Day was the moment that my life or my sense of purpose changed. Age does not matter. Super young and excitable kids who were ready to be inspired to change the world. I realized that it didn't matter who you were, how old you were, or where you came from. There was something that you could do.
How did Anzie start? It's an emotional question because it goes way back to when my husband was first diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. We weren't sure what was going to happen with his life, and he turned to me and he said, you have to start thinking about how you're going to look after the 3 children and yourself.
She was a stay-at-home mom, and during that time, they told him that they didn't have the treatment available for him in Montreal, so they actually had to go to New York for the treatments.
And very often I couldn't really focus or speak, whether due to pain or the treatment or the surgeries. One of the things that I always really enjoyed was her ability to tell me what happened during the day. So I would just lie there and listen to these stories and relax.
If I wasn't busy, I would start thinking. I'd be sitting in my car and I just would cry. That's when I would cry. He was an extremely positive person about receiving the news, and he did say, I'm going to beat this. So I started taking this very seriously.
I'm a medical oncologist. I work at Montreal Hospital in Greenfield Park. I kind of applied to medical school a bit on a whim, not thinking I would get in, and I did. It was in a very exciting time. There were tons of new treatments. Patients were living longer and longer, and I just fell in love. Being in the hospital, I love interacting with people. It really is a very vibrant environment, and it had me hooked the second I started actually doing the job, yeah.
How are you doing? How was your day today?
I admire how kind she is to everybody that she meets, and she tries to help everybody in any way that she can.
The way she balances everything, it always seems like she's doing a million things. To be honest, I'm kind of jealous of that. I wish I could be like that one day.
Catherine has not only set an example, but she's led by example with our children. She's really been the driving force of contributing to their understanding of giving back, the importance of service,
All right.
and how little actions can make a big difference.
Thank you very much. My kids came to me and said, that's it, we're going to Kenya. We're going to build a school.
We were the ones who pushed to go on the trip, and we were like, Mom, could we do it? Could we do it? Could we do it?
And I said, sure, I'd like to go to Kenya too, but you're going to need to show me that it really matters to you. So they got involved. They started calling, people that we knew and fundraising.
And we ended up raising $43,000 with my parents' help, which allowed us to build 4 different schools.
It wasn't about transforming, Kenya or the Masai Mara. It's one person at a time, one child at a time, one project at a time, one little bit at a time.
Part of his recuperation, we walked the streets of New York and we came across beautiful stores with gemstones. We both said, wow, this is gorgeous. And we researched and found the gemstones and brought them back to Montreal. And in the basement of my home, we started creating. The whole family did, actually.
When my father went through this, every trip became a medical trip, but we would kind of turn the focus towards how do we build our business and create something that was meaningful for us to give back.
And my husband created a bracelet to raise awareness for colon cancer. It was called the Lifesaver bracelet. And that's how the company started. Everybody working in the basement of my house.
It was intense. Everyone was over after school for a lot of hours. It was a good job. I was also working in the basement, and it took a couple years, I think, to move out eventually until it really grew.
Dr. SARA is always in a good mood and very energetic, and always take time, stay focused, and I think is very motivating for all the research staff.
We're always looking for better options. The status quo is not good enough. We need to do better. The leaps and bounds that have been accomplished in oncology are amazing, but I think it's just the start.
With every breath of her being, SARA fights for every patient she deals with. There is not a stone that goes unturned when she's your doctor.
And I hope to see a time where my patients are treated like any other chronic illness, like diabetes or high blood pressure, and that cancer won't have this heavy weight that patients feel when they get a diagnosis.
I remember getting the call and being told that there was some kind of growth or something on my left kidney. I had 4 young kids at the time. And so obviously a mother turns right away to the what ifs and oh my goodness, and what do I do now? I was lucky and I got to go in, have an operation and walk out. One of the things that I learned during that experience was the dedication of doctors and nurses. They really are heroes. They're incredible.
She used her cancer diagnosis as an opportunity to teach our kids about what to do in a moment of adversity, and thankfully came through with shining colors.
She's grown it from a small hobby to being sold worldwide in luxury department stores and fine jewelry stores.
She loves making the jewelry still. 22 years in the business, she still loves stringing bracelets.
She teaches our team how to work together, how to keep our original values of always giving back.
Anzie's a very fun-loving girl. She's very determined, very family-oriented, and we have so much fun. We laugh a lot, we cry together, and we have each other's backs.
My vision is to see my daughters continue to have this business for a very long time, expanding carefully, and my children are very determined, and I'm very proud of them.
It's very hectic. Every day is very exciting. You never know what's coming at you. It's very busy. I have a lovely husband, and my kid is my, he's my everything. And so I try to come home as fast as possible. It's always a bit of a struggle, but I come home and then it's very peaceful, and we kind of just hang out and spend close time together. And then the next day starts and the excitement starts over.
She has a demanding schedule, but she makes us feel like we're a high priority, and certainly treats her job with the same level of commitment.
We just want to say how incredibly proud of you we are, Sarah. You are an amazing human, wife, sister, daughter, doctor, everything, and we love you so, so much.
Love you, Auntie Sarah.
And we love you.
So we really need a lot more money for research in general in Canada. But with ICRF, we're able to raise some funds for fellowships to bring people from young investigators and bright researchers to train and inspire others who work in the research here in Canada.
You cannot do research alone. The days of working alone in your own little lab don't exist anymore. You need a team. Research is a collaborative effort. I could not do any of the work that I do without everybody that's involved. Together, we can find a cure.